What up, everybody? Blake Scholar Magic, and we're back with another live sesh. And today we are going to bring you Fire Lord Azula. So let's get right into it. What I love most about this card is really the firebending aspect, creating mana during that attack step and during your attack phase. I think is very cool. I think it is cool that it kind of leaves. It's kind of like, use it or lose it type of stuff. And I definitely love the Azulas that were printed in this particular set. I think they're very good. And I think firebending in general is good. So what I would say as a baseline, I do love firebenders that have firebending too. I'd say anything really less or has the possibility of being like creating less firebending, I don't think is really worth it. I think that's like a kind of a good baseline to start. And then what you want to do from there, like flavor wise, whether you want to just be very avatar minded, I think that's really kind of up to you. So you can do lessons and stuff, but I do think the firebending 2 is really nice. Of course, the fact that it just duplicates that spell, which is very nice that you cast during that attacking step, is very interesting. So there's lots of possibilities. Let's just say a very value heavy card. Very incentivizes you to really get in with your attacks, right? So what do we like for Azula? Well, like I said, we definitely like the other Azulas, and they both have firebending too. So this one is really nice, actually. Azula on the Hunt is a 4-costed creature with firebending 2, and whenever Azula attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. And then sacrifice this token, draw a card. So that's really nice. So you can kind of pump in your excess mana, your firebending 2, into drawing a card, which is very good. If that's the worst case scenario, that's not bad, right? And then you have here Azula, the Cunning Usurper, a little more on the high costed side for sure, but it does have a nice enter the battlefield trigger, right? So when Azula enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. During your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula, and you may cast them as though they had flash. Mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. So you get basically, access to those, to a non-land card that they choose, and also a non-token creature that they control that was on the battlefield. But I am very fond of the firebending too. Like, these are just very nice. The more firebending we get, the better. And now, the reasoning why, is it has to do with this card. Firebender's Ascension. This is like kind of the cake. So if we can get this card out onto the battlefield, it will definitely start creating, firebending triggers, because whenever we have a creature we control attacking that causes triggered ability of that creature to trigger, for instance, Azula attacks, she triggers the firebending, and that would count as accruing a quest counter. So this thing just has to have 4 quest counters. The moment it accrues the 4, you will start doubling up on your firebending. So I'm at 3, I attack with Azula, it goes to 4 quest counters, and now Azula is producing 4 mana instead of 2. So that firebending, which creates 2 red mana, will now be 4 red mana, and that is quite the scaling. And that's what we really like to kind of have firebenders that have the ability to do 2 mana at once. So this is kind of like your little baseline here. Obviously, we want all the firebenders, so we can just kind of type in firebending, and especially we'll be looking for, our firebending 2 as kind of like a baseline, right? So let's hit the craft button just in case we need to pick any up. I could see like a weird deck that doesn't care about losing cards, to create this crazy Azula, but I don't know if she's the greatest, to be honest. And then you have kind of this firebending 1. This one kind of creates firebending creatures at all times, which is interesting. It is interesting, probably even more so for, if you can start to cast spells during your opponent's turns, right? So, you can start accruing these little firebenders, which is interesting. Once again, firebending 1, probably not exactly where we want to be. This does create a firebending 3, which is probably pretty great. This also acts as a sweeper. Doesn't really do very well for EDH play, because unless you have an idea of what your opponent's combos are, that chapter 2 is not it's not like they have multiples of a card, right? So It is what it is. It is what it is, man. I'm not sure. This one's interesting if you were to put lessons into your graveyard, but is there enough lessons that are good? No, I don't think so. Not amongst all these colors. I think maybe if you played, I don't think there's many lessons for green either, so simply put, the Fire Nation is probably pretty good and constructed where you can have 4 decent accumulated wisdom type of cards, but not for EDH. I don't think so. But this could be fine. This could meet that criteria if you cast a non-creature spell. Then we have a Firebender too, which is nice. Same thing with Zuko, right? Zuko can accrue those experience counters whenever we're casting spells during our combat. He'll get more experience counters, and then he'll have a better firebending attack, be producing more mana. How about the Fire Nation turret? The beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target creature gets 2 and gains firebending 2. That's kind of what we're looking for. Put a charge counter on this artifact. Remove 50 charge counters from this artifact. It deals 50 damage to any target. Okay. I mean, if you pump it, it will live. So there's that. I'm not sure. Zhang, Firebending 1, not too interested. Iroh is probably one we're going to definitely be splurging on today. So we're going to have to queue out and queue in for this guy. So this thing will not put a counter on itself, but it will make something else have Firebending 2, which is fine. So we like that. How about the Legend of Roku? Firebending 4! Ooh, that's good. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the next turn. You may play those cards. Add 1 mana of any color. So, exile the Saga. Yeah. We're into this. Okay, and there's Zuko. I did start watching this show, and this guy's a little Peasley Weasley. They did him a lot. They made his card good, mostly good. It's kind of expensive, but for what he does. But Firebending 3 is no joke. It's no joke, man. It is no joke. So yeah, I think the Ran and Shaw is very lesson heavy, right? But it does have Firebending too. Oh man. Not really the greatest Firebender too, I'm going to be honest. And we're just not having the lessons or dragons to really support such a thing. So, unfortunately, I don't think so. How about you? You are pretty expensive, and you are a common, so you must be terrible. Yeah. Put 2 1 counters on this creature, gains trample till end of turn. Okay. It's not very fast. We'll take the Zuko for a little less mana. Firebending 3 seems a little better than that. How about this one? Each creature you control gains 5, Firebending 5 until end of turn. Oof. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of Firebending right there, isn't it? And you can foretell it. It's not terrible. I think maybe we have to try that out. And then the Fire Nation Palace. Yeah. So these Firebending... They'll stack. So, if it has a Firebending 2, if it gives Firebending 4, it'll just stack. So, yeah, this is also... Man, we're really kind of ripping in. I'm not sure we're going to be able to actually test this one out today, guys. So, we might have to, test it out lightly. I think I do want the Iroh for sure today. The Mythic I would prefer is probably the Legend of Roku over the Sozin's Comet. So... Let's just do an audible here. Just remember where we're here. See if I can pick up any more rares. I would like to pick up one for Iroh. So let's do a little audible. Here's a little chance to make sure you guys like and subscribe. We broke the algorithm with Tevel, so that's lovely. We finally did it. Celebration. What do you call the opposite of F in the chat? W's in the chat for that. We did it. It's good, guys. So good. Woo! So let's get some pox. There's Airbender. And let's purchase some. Purchasing. And yeah, let's just I can't. Can I buy any more packs? Nope, we are out of money. A little laggy on this one. The screen is kind of rough to get out of. All right. Yeah, I just want to go up there. Oh man, my mouse. There we go. Okay, open all. Ooh, there's an obsessive pursuit. That's kind of an interesting one, isn't it? Cool. I don't think we did very well there. We didn't even pick up a rare, so busted, as you'd say. So no Iroh today, which kind of sucks, but I think we'll be okay. But I would definitely love to get a Iroh. We will definitely pick up the Legend of Roku. So, man, bummer. So we'll put those back. Keep our eye on the Iroh for a little bit. We will pick up the Roku right now. We'll craft that for sure. This says Mythic though, right? How is that? This is a Mythic, it says. Oh, this one. There we go. Cool. Okay. Firebending. So these are our last, eh? I think I had the craft. That's why we're getting so many more looks at things. Oh, wow. Oh, that's good too, guys. Mine Zuko. It's kind of a scuffed video today, guys. I'm not going to lie. These cards are really good. So I'm going to write these down for later. And make sure that we get those in some other time. Yeah, these are the ones right here. Mine, Zuko, and for sure. That's a good rare. You know, I think we could probably grind out a little bit and maybe get there. But Mai and Zuko, probably Iroh too, is probably pretty solid. More firebending. So, there are these that will kind of be slotted in, as you'd say, towards the final list. And then there is also Ozai, which has Firebender 4. So I definitely was missing like a lot of the components to this deck, I think, when I first kind of wanted to build it. Because I did want to like make sure that Firebender Ascension was pretty good. So these three should definitely be having a say. I think when you're playing like such a high costed CMC cards, like there's also just the 6 CMC Firebender, and I have no idea why it's not showing up. But there's maybe I did not select 6 mana. I did 6 plus. There's the Avatar Roku. So let's see Avatar. Yeah, there's Avatar Roku. Oh, I guess it doesn't. You know, you're just adding. It's not like. Oh, dude, this card's crazy too. There's so many cool cards. I mean, we'll just kind of slot these like over here so you guys can just kind of live off these ideas. These are really solid. Yeah, like I think like you have to have some sort of way to resurrect these things. Like they're so high CMC that you're just gonna have to play some ways to get back at them, you know. So, or really go ham with your mana somehow, like produce like a tons of treasures. Be like a treasure god. You could do both. You could be like a treasure god and this all at once. So there's that. Now I think like, you know, a good like, you know, instant spell that I think is probably a really good baseline to kind of keep in mind when you're building this card is like a Frantic Search, because You know, if you're firebending, that firebend is 2. So if you tap like, most of your lands and you keep a blue open and you swing with Fire Lord Azula, then you're just going to have to pay that blue and the 2 red she creates, and then you're going to untap all your lands. And then you can like kind of storm off. So you really just want to kind of like have cards that draw you more cards and produce mana. So this is like I draw cards, I produce mana type of issues, and I can generate some looks at different cards, right? So the big score is very good, and these are all instant speed, so you can cast them during your attack while you are attacking. So that's kind of the trick. Unexpected Windfall, these are just like very slotty for this deck, just like very MVP kind of cards. So those are good there. I think the secret sauce that I can kind of show you in terms what I think are very good are like your edict and sacrifice effects, especially when you're doing like what would you say, like multiplayer formats, because this is each clause. So this would have the potential, if it was copied, to have your opponent all your opponents sacrifice 6 creatures for 1 spell, which would be very good. So, this very versatile, like a Sheldred's Edict, or even, and that's why we're kind of geared for, we gear you for in-person play here. We try to do that to an extent. Soul Shatter also would be a very nice spell. Like you could basically do like Marchesa Crimes here. The reasoning is why I say you could do like Marchesa Crimes is because you can basically double up on all your removal type effects. These do not target, but there is like the whole suite of cards that will, and you could build this like as high in power level as you want. You can be really saucy and do like Cyclonic Rift stuff, but if you're following a Marchesa line, you're just going to do like your $5 cards, like a Snuff Out. And you also have access to, other very affordable cards like Dismember, which are just very good in general already. Then if you're going to be playing treasures, Fatal Push is good. Literally nothing will live. Like nothing will live. And that's good for you. You're in the colors where you don't want anything to live. You just want to like get Fire Lord Azula down, and you want her to kind of start producing. You can be very like low to the ground too. So you can kind of like, let's get Azula over there. You can definitely get like your Greaves kind of mode going here. And we'll just kind of round these out here, our little firebenders. I think like some amount of haste would be good. Like whether it's like the different siege cards. There's some really nice siege cards that are very good now. So let's find some of that. I'm on it. I might not even have like them, to be honest, but I am on craft, so there's the Frostcliff Siege. So that's a solid enchantment. So I think all these like cards from Dragonstorm are really solid. So you should definitely take a look for your particular commander decks. I think they have something to offer for most of your commanders in some way. But this one's really nice. This can actually start drawing cards or giving trample and haste to our creatures. So win-win situation there. I do also think that would probably be fine. I don't think that you really have to like, stress so much haste. I think that would be like a good baseline. Like those 2 cards, like Lightning Greaves, Frostcliff Siege, I think would be a really good start. I would also say that like some form of flashback is also going to serve you very well. So when we're in our flashback steps, you're going to be looking for like your Snapcaster Mage. So that's really good. Or just Flash in general, like why this is just like a crazy card is just, it's just going to let you like get into your graveyard and start, producing more versatility. It's actually going to copy itself when you do it during Fire Lord Azula's attack step. So you're going to get 2 copies of Snappy, and that's going to be very good for you. Excuse me. I am a fan of like Deadly Dispute for this deck, because we typically do like ramp with treasures. And 2 Deadly Disputes and instant speed is like so good. Imagine like, you can just start storming off, and I've kind of done that before. There is a lesson card that actually just makes the cut, because it does something that you have to consider when you're building this deck as well. I do like How to Start a Riot too. That can actually just like kind of close games out. But here's Solstice Solstice. So why is this card so interesting? Well, this card is actually going to like let you have additional casts. It casts itself, and then the card that you fetch up is casted as well. It's so very interesting in this way, where you're going into Solstice, and you have like 3 mountains per se, and then all of a sudden you're finding a Snapcaster Mage, and then you're casting the Snapcaster Mage from the Solstice, and then that copy is copied as well. And then you still have another Solstice on its way, and even if it doesn't work out, you still put that card into your hand. So it's just really cool, man. It's just super, super cool. And it's definitely an awesome card. Is there like cards that like have like redundant casts? I think Electro Dominance is kind of one of those as well. So we're going to get one of those. So Electro Dominance also says, Electro Dominance deals X damage to any target. You may cast a spell with mana value X or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. So once again, I cast this, I'm going to copy it, how much ever mana I put into it, and then I'm also going to be able to cast another spell for my hand that's going to be copied as well. So it's just another insane card. Insane. It's really kind of like, well, I can just win. I can just win with this card. I just can kind of win in this way. Galvanic Iteration is kind of fun for this. So there's that. There's Galvanic. I also am a fan of Flare of Duplication, or one of the flares, just because it's really interesting, like how you can just start copying spells, by sacrificing like a red spell or red creature, and then you're just starting to copy more and more spells by duplicating while you're attacking, and it's just kind of like a lot of value put on top of value. Dark Ritual is like one of those crazy instant speed, ritual effects that will just give you an abundance of mana too. Like during a Fire Lord Azula attacking, you just, pop off, right? Yeah. So you have to protect Azula to an extent. She definitely has, I think all the flares are pretty good at doing that. So you'd probably be pretty happy with some of these, different flare cards that are just basically, easy motion, easy peasy. Definitely want like a bolt to kind of combat some other low CMC to the ground cards. And, you can get some extra damage in on that as well. And that actually kind of fits into like the Marchesa, So let's look up target, see if there's any cool like, target removal spells that we didn't put in here yet. So we'll probably be looking in black and red for this. Don't know if we'll be bouncing too much, but you could put down like a Fading Hope, which would probably be pretty cool versatility. Like, I don't mind like a Fading Hope because it is instant speed. Yeah, it's like an interesting bounce spell, but I'd probably just pursue like a Brazen Borrower if I do that. I think you'll be happy with a Brazen Borrow. Like all these like adventure spells also just have flash, so you cast this while you're attacking, you get 2 Brazen Borrows in there. So I think we'll just swing by the flash spells first before we get any further, just to make sure we put some nice. And we can try Errant. I want to definitely try an Errant out, and I'm going to put a Mox Amber in because we might have some nice legendaries at the bottom. And that'll give us a little more speed as well. And now we can type in flash. Won't be like so flash heavy, but yeah, Fairy Mastermind seems very appropriate for what we're doing. Just more cards. Snappy. How interesting. I'm not really sure if anybody knows like how those work when you like, copy a flash spell with those like the grape shot characteristics. They're always kind of intriguing to me. How they copy themselves as well. There's a specimen. It's just like free real estate. It's basically just a land you can pay life to make it just a regular island. So Sea Dasher Octopus. These are also good for like your subtleties, your subtlety card. Sea Dasher Octopus. I don't hate it. But as a mutate, you could do that at flash speed too. But it has to be a non-human thing. Tiebinder. Vendilion Click. It's pretty good for Brawl. I was definitely thinking about the Enduring Curiosity though, for sure. This is just a nice little card advantage card. There's Subtlety. We'll pick one of those up too. Little alchemy action there for your alchemy friends. Blue Spirit's kind of interesting. I do like a Lier too. I think Lier actually makes the 99 pretty easily. So when you do cast a spell with flashback, it will be exiled. Just to let you know if you're wondering. It's not like you can like redundantly use it over and over. But you do get access to all the cards in your graveyard, which is pretty nice. So I think we're pretty good here. I think we'd probably definitely pick up a Hullbreaker Horror too. Obviously hate our lives when it gets stuck in our hand, but otherwise it's going to be great. Don't think we need a Bowmaster. This is kind of an interesting one. I love Nowhere to Run. I think that'd be great. It's really good tech. Cool, let's pick up this nice little treasure here, treasure producer. Doing well. I think we're doing pretty well now. I've seen people do Voltron stuff with Azula, which is kind of interesting, like this kind of stuff. I think you want to kind of also like, consider like the draw discard instant speed. Just to like help you build your graveyard. Yeah, I think like Crimson Wisp is kind of fun. It's a little hasty boy too. I think that one's like kind of fun for the deck. You can just basically like cycle. Domain Answers is pretty cool too, because this is basically firebending too. Like your firebending will just put right into this at instant speed. So you can like sacrifice a treasure, discard a card, and you're just drawing gas. So I think that's pretty good. How's Ral doing? She looks pretty good actually. Has a nice little, homie for us right here. I definitely think he's pretty solid. He can like just be like a hitting commander too, because you have some nice like, instants here that will definitely be easier to cast. So we can put him in there. Let's look up the verbiage demand answers. Yeah, you could go down a few cards in those if they get countered. It is kind of brutal. That's pretty cool, the Valakut Awakening. It's like a +1 for each. I love that. Ashling. Ashling is kind of like the... I think this and the Kiln Artists are kind of like... I think this is it's pretty instantaneous triggering, so I think it's probably worth it. Oh, there's Raphael's technique. That could give us a lot of selection. I'm not fond of this card at all. We'll take a Prismari command for sure. This was like the most, had the highest win rate card of like limited, if you had this in your pile. Nice. Okay. So, I do think like some sort of like ways to get into the graveyard would be kind of nice to some capacity too. So I think like, I still think a Mizzet Mastery is always like on the table. And I don't think all your like value has to be at instant speed. There's just good cards like, Iteration that are just good. Yeah, I think we will pick up a pack too. We'll be kind of sweaty like that. Yeah, I think we'll be kind of like very kind of offer you can't refuse type of stuff. I don't really care about their commander in this one. We will put a wash away, but we won't be like so heavy on it. And we'll get a Swan Song. So we'll be very sweaty. And then I think you just need some ramp, just like some just generic stuff. And I think you'd be pretty happy with this. I think you would. I think you would be very nice. So these ones, yes, I'd say so for the, just looking at this. Let's pump it up. So like these guys here, these seem fine. And I think this would definitely be a part of your 100 here. Iroh, Dragon of the West, who will give Firebending 2 to something else. Mayan Zuko that just has, this Firebending 3 inherently built into it. Ally spells and artifact spells as they have flash. How interesting. That is such a weird card. That's like very interesting for our... This is a legendary artifact, it is, but very interesting for our other kind of little equipments and mana rocks here. And then this thing just can create 6. It doesn't have Firebending per se, but it just creates 6. And then Ozai has Firebending 4, and you just make a big creature here. So I think you would play 39 lands. You'd probably put in some sort of reanimate type of effects. Those are just very common. This is the best one we have on Arena. There's some better ones, when you step up into the big leagues. You get up. You're anime dead, at the very least, right? So that way you have like pretty 2 solid like kind of reanimate effects that are gonna kind of get you to the top. So probably play like 38 lands, because Arena starts you at 40 lands de facto. So this is right here 40 with the hydroelectric specimen. So yeah, so you probably do like 38. Think. Yeah, you play 2 more reanimate effects. So 1 more. Yep. And you would be at 38 lands. So reanimate, the next best thing, I suppose, if... we don't really build the graveyard too well, I would say. It's okay. It's not like, the greatest. So you probably didn't maybe just lose the Mizzet's Mastery. You'd probably be alright. You wouldn't be too sad. And then the ones that are here, for your, little homies here, like Enduring Curiosity, I guess Persist is going to be okay. Because we do build the graveyard to some extent. And some of our stuff may just die. But this will not get back your legendaries, which is very sad. But it will get back like your Snapcasters and some of your other guys, some of your other things. And really, there's like Zombify, but we're probably not going to do that. And we're not going to be able to victimize either. So this is probably where you're at right now. Just kind of sad, but not too sad. And now we're ready to set up our lands here. So definitely going to get like a, the Grixis lands, the Xander's Lounge. Sounds good. And we'll probably just do like a very, very chill little, surveil lands are fine. I don't mind them. Waterlogged Teachings is absolutely gas. This is an amazing card to copy with Azula. 2 tutors in 1. Search your library for an instant card with flash, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. Lovely. Lovely. And then we'll get the cards that match our colors. Black, red. We'll start there. Blue, black. Red, blue. And we'll pick up some Verdant Catacombs. We'll get a Misty, Marsh Flats, and a Flooded Strand. So we're going to be okay. I don't think we need all the Arid Mesa and stuff. We're going to be okay. You're definitely going to want to get your let's see if this will give us what we want. Sink into the super, yes. Seagate Resto, expensive, but probably. Castle. Fell the Profane. Malika Rebirth. Aghanim's Awakening. Pinnacle Monk. Smashing. Watery Grave. I'd say these are the most important ones as your shock lands for sure. They are definitely the most important lands, along with your fetch lands. Don't really care about much of anything else. Like even Mana Confluence, I've just like liquidated all those from my collection. Just not really a need for it anymore. Command Tower. And honestly, you can just pick up like the these pain lands are fine. Untap lands, baby. These are not bad either. These ones for budget, not the worst, guys. Your slow lands. I do not prefer the 2 or a few other lands. They're not my favorite at all. No, my favorite, guys. I'd rather have these because you're always going to have lands in your hand. These usually can just come in untapped, They have a much better chance of coming in untapped, your Haunted Ridge. And you won't get punished too much on turn 1. You'll get punished a lot more for your, the turn 3 lands. So. Our mana's going to be good. It'll be very good. Okay, so now we're ready to start trimming. Go down to 7 here to start. Apply the styles. Okay, so like I said, our homies have to go now, so we have to say goodbye to this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit done on this one, because I do think this is the one. I'm going to clone it. So see how we're doing. We're doing good. So it's going to be down here somewhere, because I don't have the cards. There she is. I'm going to clone this. And now we are going to remove our guys here. And I think we're just going to add a little ramp to see how some ramp does. We're going to add some legendaries that like treasures. We're just going to do some treasure stuff. So Ragavan, Kalain, There's Kalain. Create a treasure upon entering for 2 mana. We'll add a Fable. And we will also add... This will actually go hard with the Firebender Ascension too. Because the attack trigger, right? I think so. And Goldspan. We'll do a Goldspan. Alright guys, so this will be the one we test. And we'll do 2 matches like we did last time, which was fantastic. Make sure we get a win out of it. Love it. Live Sesh Azula number 2. What's on deck? Well, we have Bartolome coming. I'm just waiting for Corpse Knight. And now I think I have to go to the LGS to pick up Continue from the new TMNT set. Because that card is bananas. I hope I queued up the right deck. I was talking about Continue. Yeah, Continue is crazy because it like returns like 4 creatures to the battlefield. Like they all die, but it's still amazing. Appa goes first, and if they play anything, which they will, like any sort of mana dorks, it's just gonna die, bro. Everything is dead. Oh, well, they don't really care about that thing dying, do they? So, damn it. Let's go like this. Man. What are they up to over there? They're scaring me. This is good for the fatal push, at least, if they go further for commander. Shit. She's dead. Okay, kind of luck sacked out that one. Should have probably got my Triumph there, huh? Do I have protection for that? Okay, let's do it. I guess this is the moment where we just chill now. Just wash away. Big score. And Goldspan. Usually I would just slam this Azula here. But it's kind of just too good, right? Kami. Okay. Let that one go. Wash it away. Okay. Well, I can play the Ashling. I could play the Azula too. I think it's the gold span though. Is there anything good in there? I mean, how's my life total? It's not like I'm gonna die next turn, right? Okay. I basically have like a lot of mana. Kind of afraid of their top ends like Ulamogs and stuff, but not really sure. No blocks. Ah, interesting. I think we could do the Seagate restoration here. Don't really know. Probably gonna die to that though. Yeah, we'll get value from that. Huh. Go again? I guess we're chilling. Hopefully we don't die. This is how many deep? 4 cards. Elf. That was a whiff. Big whiff. Oh, that's good. Upkeep. Take the damage. Okay. So I have 9 mana here. That will get me 3 cards. Could play this land here. It'll give me a little more mana. But I think we start here. This is 7. I think it's this one. I wonder how this works. Does it only give me like 2 cards now, or how does it go on the stack? Okay, I still get the 2 cards. Get 3 cards. It's pretty freaking good. Now what do we do? This will kill off their... Can just basically kill all their things. I actually might have to kill my things. 3 or more creatures. So I have to kill one of my things, which is kind of crazy. Or we can just try to pop with a solstice. Let's try the pop with a solstice. Came here to party, right? I don't think that helps me. I want to keep going. Oh, so that was it? I got one? Oh, I wasn't in attacks. Oh, you don't have to be like me, guys. I'm crazy. Obviously. I have to leave one back. Besides, I can't pay this in life anyways. I only have 4 life. But I can't just pay the mana cost. What? What happened? Well, I think I had the mana there, right? I had 4 mana. Alright, I guess it just wanted to kill me off. Great. I love that for me. I don't know. Okay, so I messed up the solstice, so don't mess it up like me. I was supposed to do that while I was in attacks. Yeah, my bad, guys. Oh, dying. And we're running it back. Oh, Lord. I have to win this game. I have a bracket van in my hand. I think we were set up pretty good there. I don't know why I lost my ability to use mana for that spell. So go figure. I had a Watery Grave, which is a swamp, so there was no reason I shouldn't have been able to do what I needed to do there. Mana Tithe? Wow. Sure. They are like a really nasty mono white deck. I can kind of tell by the way they're holding priority like this a lot. Okay. Great. How about another one? Gonna give me a card, Oppo? It's kind of insane. Clearly struggling on lands. Okay. I was kind of surprised I did not hit a land there. They are struggling too, so we are both in the same boat. I think I actually will kill their lore now. Really need this land, man. I need to keep moving. Guess I just used a fire. That's fine, I guess. I think it is maybe this one. The Emperor is super duper scary. Okay, we're trying to work this out. Trying to work this out. Okay, we don't want to lose our firebender here though. Let's help me get a little bit of action, right? The 1-0 trample haste. We still pursue. Does this produce mana too? Does not. I'm okay with that, I think. I think so. Take the turn off for it. They have like basically can recast your commander like for the rest of the game. Okay, we'll pact it. Could this just continue to tap my creature? No, they need a single mana for it. I'm at 7. I was like, for sure the land is coming out, right? Yep. Hard mode. I need Azula Prismari and like just rock the world, man. Rock their world. Land. I think we're okay, right? Yeah. Does this not produce blue? Oh my god, I hate my life right now so much. What happened? Oh, this thing. Oh no, Blake. My world. The Containment Priest. Of course. I never give up, guys. I never give up. I never give up. She's back. Oh my god, she's back. Come on, let's go. Hey, Ruben. Ruben, we got a crazy one, Ruby. Okay, don't mess up the solstice this time, Blake. Oh, that just taps it down. Ugh. I've messed this game up so bad. How much mana does this cost me? Alright, I'll try next turn. They didn't do much either, let's be honest. I can do this at instant speed too. I only have 2 mountains though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It would be tapped anyways, yeah. Dang, man. Go to 2. This authority is kind of shutting us down here. I don't have any treasures. This might be able to get me some cards. Gonna get a lot of gas out of this, so let's Go like this, I suppose. I'll have 4 mana available. Ah. Okay, that's good. Fish. I probably die just to like this tapping artifact, probably, I suppose. Just because it's just going to manipulate the game. I'm still holding this mana, which is crazy. Portal to Phyrexia. I did not expect that. Well, I can't really do anything about it. Okay. Looks like I'm dead, huh? Not quite. This will kill me too. Can't play these cards. Can't play this card. Okay. Maybe Azula just wins this game, but the Fountain Port is going to be the real issue. And we lost. Lost to a fish, man. Well, at least we have a cool title, Go Fish. Jeez. I am not really the greatest fan of counter magic in this deck. And I think it's kind of apparent that it just doesn't really serve a purpose. Even with the Solstice whatever, when we didn't do it correctly, it found like a offer you can't refuse, which is just like complete like garbage, you know. So It just is what it is. I still don't know why we lost with our Snuff Out, though. I'm still kind of confused. Mostly confused about that. I didn't know I had to, like, tap my mana readily to, you know, utilize it so that it wouldn't kill me. I don't know what was the concept of that. I wanted to use it at instant speed, so I think the deck is pretty cool. I definitely would probably get rid of this and this, and I'd keep a wash away because it was very useful. I would probably kind of lean into more things that, you know, can kill things, like more like Prismari command type effects. Like a Kalain's command would probably be really cool. Like these commands are really good, right? Like a Kalain's command. Yeah, that's also very versatile. I think that's great. That should definitely be in the deck, for sure. I mean, the freaking Prismari command almost like wrecked that white Gandalf's world, like. So it was kind of fun to see that. I think even like I don't know if we buff these things too well, but I was thinking like God, it's on the tip of my tongue, from Graveyard. The Dreadhorde Arcanist? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty sick, huh? That's a pretty sick one right there. The Arcanist. But you have to, like, pump it up somehow. So there was that. I thought Ashling was pretty cool. I thought she was pretty cool. For one more card in here, I don't know. I don't really know. We were low on lands, though. It felt like we were always struggling for lands. It says 30, but we have, you know, clearly more. So with our multi-face land cards, we have 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Maybe it is a 40 land deck. I mean, we're kind of starving there for just our 5th land drop, it seems. So let's add a swamp. Swampy guy. Seems pretty good. We'll do one more game, guys. Try not to look like a complete fool. What did we learn? What did we learn from this game, other than Authority of the Council is a hell of a card and really annoying for 1 mana. You go first, and we're missing red. Okay, we'll do better. This looks a little better. I hate that we kind of have to put our snappy in front of this, but it is what it is. Still got our land drop here, which is really nice. I think we'll go right to the Legend of Roku and get like some mass value. Seems really cool. Don't, you know, not put a target in front of Azula. Azula is really, the payoff is very nice. We had the Deadly Dispute, would be very good. I mean, it's really up to us to decide what are the chances that she lives through Rakdos. I mean, that's kind of what you have to think of. And, you know, we're not getting any younger out here, though, either, you know. This is a little slow. I think we have to start here and get a little, see if we can get a little action here to deal with this stupid shit. That's not gonna be it, guys. Dang, this card is gas, though, huh? Really good. And our opponent is just popping with some alchemy, so we're kind of screwed. Come on, where's my fatal push? Give me something to deal with this Crucius. Dude, the Legend of Roku is amazing, guys. Mayhem Devil. They're not using their treasures. That's crazy. That would be like a 7/7 Mayhem Devil. Yeah, bro. That card is so sick. Balrog. That's nice. Nice. Good job, bro. This card's so sick, bro. How did they do it? How did they do it? Raphael's technique. I think that was definitely like an afterthought for sure. How am I not dead? I am dead. I'm very dead. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that. That's not working. And find like a toxic deluge. There's technology. Toxic D. Frostcliff Siege was sick. We don't need the wheel. Oh, it's like a figure. Yeah, it's like 6 mana. Don't know if we'll ever get to a Hullbreaker Horror either, but. Excuse me. All right, we will have to get a win for the video, you know. So hopefully they give us a layup or something like. I think the Savala one, the first game we played, I think was a layup, but something happened there. Ashling, that's probably a good deck, a card for our deck now. Creates like a lot of mana. Hey, we got a Marchesa. Beautiful. But we don't have any interaction, so it's kind of like less good. This is better. This is a really good hand, obviously. Just deals with their commander over and over again. So yeah, both of the Ashlings. Any Mox Ambers in there? Whoa, how many colors are you, girl? Oh, you are elemental. Okay, I got you. See you, see you. Oh, sure. That is fairly annoying, isn't it? Okay. Still kills my Ragavan. I think it has to go. Let's save it. Patience. Can also just push their Ashling if they want to go for it. I think I'll be patient here. That's fine. Yeah, it's so hard to play this game, I swear. There's all new shit happening all the freaking time. I don't know if this sticks, but it looks like it's probably going to be gone. No, it's stuck. God dang it. Evoke 4. Okay. Okay. Very well. Kind of makes a little more sense now. I hate that card so much. This is going on my list of AKA most freaking annoying. Oh God. Hand. God, dude. The games have been a freaking disaster today. Wow, Lumra. With literally a 4-hitter. Dude, the freaking arena hates me so much today. Oh, great. Alright, alright. Ha! Oof, man. Well, what I would say is that mostly it seems we're kind of getting run over, as you would say. So what I mean by that is like we are getting like a lot of three CMC cards and 4 CMC cards in our opener, and we're not really showing this in our opening. Like we're drawing, and we're not really hitting like 2 CMC cards. We're hitting like a lot of our creatures. I would say are. It seems like they are more than 3 mana. It seems. So we do have some 2 mana drops here. We do have some 2 drops. We just have not seen shit. We haven't seen any of them. So they haven't showed up at all. We're never going to get to the Hullbreaker Horror. So it's like kind of not really doing anything for us at this time. I do think that like probably Swifties would be good in this deck actually. Because they're not bad. And we're not like always playing her on curve. But it would be nice to get her some protection. She just dies so fast. She is like number 1 target. She's hard actually to get off too. So we need like a Cavern of Souls, because she's getting countered as well. Oh, we'll take a Gemstone Caverns. That'll help our ramp situation too. So definitely. How's our red mana? Red mana seems pretty important. Yeah. Alright, last game for sure, whether we win or lose. We've been like battling it out. Had some really exciting moments. Just Brutal out there today. It's like a lot of like these cards are like also interesting, and they're just do so many things now. It's like very hard to keep track of. That Ashling was just like letting you evoke. You know, you just had to evoke from your hand, and you get to keep one of them around, which was really crazy. It was devastating. We are sort of finding ourselves in a hellish queue, as you would say. Somewhat. But they're not doing anything for the slime. They need like that 3 mana 5/5 here, and then we could be in some big trouble. Ooze is not as scary. Probably actually just kill the ooze. But then they would get a card out too. Okay. Huh? Really? Flare? That's pretty psycho. Desperate. I mean, it kind of makes sense to do that. But I don't know of many 5 mana plays that kills our Azula here, so I think we're going to be okay. I have no idea what that does. Okay. Okay, sure. So we can actually do a really sweet electro dominance here. And I think this will be the moment we've been waiting for, guys. This will be 6. We're going to do it twice. So we get this. It's fine. I draw. I think we just throw it at this thing. It's fine. Sure, draw another card. So I can get the Ashling going, which sounds cool for the first one. I probably did the order wrong. No. 2 Ashlings. We're just going to keep one of them. Now we go Kolaghan's Command. Hit them twice. Get the gas. Yeah, let's discard this. Do again. Boom, boom. Keep sifting through. Raggy. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, we might lose, but it's okay. Yes, we won. Yeah. I think more multi-face land cards would also help this deck out a lot. That are like instants, because if you can just double up on them, you just keep going, right? So there's got to be like some good ones that they don't come into play like tapped, because that is a disaster. So let's look at some multi-face land cards that like do stuff. Probably even like well, we have to be careful about the tapped, like I said. But you roughly want like Otawara in this deck. That was a miss. I missed that one for sure. Can this one come into play? It does come into play tapped, which is not very good. sorcery there. Phyrexian Tower. Takanuma definitely is pretty good for here. Oh, also these channel lands will you can use your firebending mana to channel too, to pay into the channel cost. So I did miss that the first time around. Bogart Trawler. Pretty decent. Might preserve your life total a little bit. Arena of Glory is definitely a great pickup for this deck. Lindblum, that does come into play tapped. Sokenzen for some tokens. Sundering Eruption. Sure. I think that's it, guys. Cool. Well, I think we have a serviceable deck. It was kind of getting into hellish Q, as I would say. So we'll just trim this up a little bit. And castle will be important, really. Couple double blue. Let's check this one out. This last cut is kind of crucial, huh? Black looks pretty good. Black, red. Okay, black, red. We'll get there with the blue. We'll get there eventually. I think we have a lot of sources, a lot of good different sources here. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. It was kind of a rough one, but thanks again for just supporting me. It always is exciting, and it's exciting to have people watch the videos. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys all later.